teacher is going to talk about reincarnation.
Everybody here believes in reincarnation? Raise your hand if you believe in reincarnation. You do believe? And what do you think reincarnation is? But what is it for? What? Now, but before this, reincarnation today is a process of fixing karmas, right? According to Spiritism, according to Buddhism, Hinduism, they all believe we're coming back here because we are trying to, what? What are we trying to do when we come back here?
Pay for something.
Huh?
To learn.
To learn?
Pay for something that we did wrong.
To pay for something, to fix something that is right. Huh? Re-education. What about you, Aleida? Why you come back here?
To learn about myself.
Yeah, okay. Does everybody knows what karma is?
Usually you have karma in the family too, to start to learn how to deal with.
But what is karma?
Karma is like a bill you have from the other life.
There you go. See?
Something that we did before, and then when we come back, we have the opportunity to do it right. It comes back to us, something bad from before.
Okay. What is karma? No idea? What is karma, Paula?
I would like to know about it. You have to do. You have to.
All right. Hello.
Well, karma, I don't know.
They say that.
What is karma, Rose?
They said that it's something that you have to go
You can sit here and decide if you want to.
Yeah, for once, years
Yeah,
ago,
come forward. Don't be afraid. What's your name?
Bianca.
Oh, Bianca. So, what is karma? Okay.
What is
So everybody think karma is something that, Bianca, what is karma?
Or karma is something that you have to live with. I feel like that's something that we're born and then it's there, and then you have to pass through that for some reason. And yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to discover.
No problem. So let's put it this way. Everything that you know about reincarnation, forget about it. Okay? Forget about it. Okay? Everything that you study Spiritism, because most Spiritists that know about reincarnation, let me put a conservative number here. 90% of the Spiritists never have read or studied Spiritism. Most of them then learn Spiritism in lectures like this. Okay? 90% of them. Okay? They have no idea what Spiritism is. They have no idea what is contained inside the Spiritism. And everything that they learn is listened from somebody else. Okay? And that's a problem. That's a problem. Because you don't get the facts. You just pass it along, the information that connects with you. If the information connects with you and you like the information because it connects with you, you pass that along. And you think that is the truth. That's what happens to people. Right? Because when you study the Spiritism, who here know about the law of cause and effect? Raise your hand. The law of cause and effect.
We think we know. Who knew?
Huh?
Who know about it?
Yes.
I hear about it, but yeah, that's what.
You hear about it, right? Do you ever hear about it in Spiritism? Right? You know there is no mention of law, cause, and effect in Spiritism? And every lecturer mentioned that. There is no mention of cause and effect in Spiritism whatsoever. And today, on the study material, they put it the law of cause and effect. And there is no such a law.
But the reaction in the...
There is a law of action and reaction. That's a physics law that Newton discovered. Nothing to do with cause and effect. Absolutely nothing. I'll bet $500 if you can find this phrase in any books of Spiritism, codification on the 5 books. Law of cause and effect. There is no such a thing. That is, the law of cause and effect comes from the Catholic Church. They believe in hell and heaven. Hell and heaven can only exist if the law of cause and effect exists. Because if you're good, you go to heaven. The cause is good, the effect is going to be good. If the cause is bad, you're going to go to hell. The effect is going to be bad. So that came from the Catholic Church. That was put into the Spiritism when the Spiritism went to Brazil, and 100% of the Spiritists there was Catholics. So there is no law of a cause and effect. There is no such a thing. No such a thing. Okay? We have an original Spiritist book here that I bought in France for $4,000. You can go ahead and read it in French. There is no such a thing. That's the reason why I bought it, because 15 years ago we were doing a study about cause and effect, and this guy brought in this thing, and we were studying that time cause and effect, that I couldn't find anything related to cause and effect in Spiritism. And I asked him, listen, where you got this inside the Spiritism, the law of a cause and effect? Show me. And he couldn't show me. So I bought the book, and on the beginning of the book of the Spiritist book, the original, there is no such a laws. The books that were printed in Brazil, they started putting this law in the beginning of the book. So modifications that was done in Spiritism, because we're only going to know this when we study Spiritism, and that law of the cause and effect is a thing that doesn't exist. And then we're going to go into reincarnation. It was badly interpreted inside the Spiritism. And the Spiritism is this philosophy that brings more information about reincarnation than any other. But nobody had never bothered to read and understand. Never. Okay? So on the chapters of the Spiritist book that talks about reincarnation, they are very, very general. Very, very general. Right, so let's start here. Hello. Let's start here in one thing. The reincarnation is not here for us to pay karma. What is karma? Karma is a word that came from India, from the Sanskrit. It means action. Karma means action. Okay? That's what it is in Sanskrit. And in Sanskrit, the Hindus use karma as memory. You live by your karma. What does this mean? It means that your life today, everything that you represent, is because of the actions done and suffer on you when you were a kid. So karma is the action of the memory. It has nothing to do with something in a past life. It has to do with something on a past, right? And that's why the Hindu says, you live a life driven by karma. I'm here by karma. I'm here because I have this karma. And that's right. It's because everything that we live when we are young create this personality in our belief system. Our traumas, the education that we receive from our parents and from the world. And that constitutes our memories. Okay? And I said here many times, the thought, your thought that you keep thinking all the time is not coming from you. And I proved that for you guys here a few months ago. That I proved to you that the thoughts do not belong to you. Why? You don't choose them. Do you? Do you choose your thoughts? Or they come involuntary in your head? Right? If they come involuntary in your head, where are they coming from? Huh? No, where the thoughts are coming from? It comes from your memories, from your past karmas, from your past experience, from your past actions. So the memory is the reservoir of the thoughts. All thoughts will come from the database of memory that you have. That's why you have no control of them. Okay? If you had a control with them, they were your thoughts. So you don't have control. That's why we think about 65 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Right? That's what science shows us. So now we understand what karma has nothing to do with past life. So while we're here, why this process of reincarnation is here? So we study through Spiritism, and I believe for a very long time. I did believe for a very long time, and I did study Spiritism deeply all my life. Okay? Because I've been in Spiritist Center since I was 19 years old. I've been since I was born. But I started practicing Spiritism since I was very young in age. And I studied Spiritism with the books very young because I was giving class. For me to give class, I need to study. We give classes here, right, Renato, on a book, sometimes 5 years in a row, the same book. Right? Like Umberto here give the class in the Spiritist book. So, and for many, many years, I thought the reincarnation process was a process of evolution. For you to evolve. Right? And it does not. It conflicts with the information within Spiritism. Okay? Why? Reincarnation conflicts with free will. Why conflicts with free will? Because you come here for a reason. And what is the reason that everybody believes? Is to evolve, is to fix something. Right? So it's not related to your free will. Reincarnation should be a process of you coming because you wanted to. Not because you need to fix something. Or not because you need to evolve. Or not because you need to learn something. It's not to learn. Especially intellectually. Because if you was to learn, you will remember everything that you learned intellectually in a past life. Especially speaking, walking, tying your shoes. You have to keep relearning this all the time. Why? Because everything that you learn intellectually is saved into memory. And when you die, the memory is whoop. And when you come back, you come in with what? And that's why you don't know how to talk. So all the intellectual part is volatile. It's not permanent. So we are not here to learn anything. Okay? So the process of reincarnation is supposed to be a free process. But what happens in the spiritual world when you die? Why the process of the reincarnation for our sphere, for our planet, for our home is a process? Why we live short years, only 80, 90 years. And science already proved that our organisms could live for more than 700 years. So the thing is, as we live in this life, this personality, a life, we have belief systems that no one can change. No one can change. The only thing that is going to change a belief system is experience. Is experience. Okay? Somebody, or somebody that you like very much, tell you something, and you believe in that because you like that person very much, because you adore that person. But without experience, you're never going to know if that is true or not. It's going to be hearsay, and so on and so forth, right? So when we die, what happens? What happens when we die, Renato? where do we go?
Where do you want to go?
Huh?
Where do you want to go?
Where we want to go? Okay. Where we die.
To the spirit world.
We're going to the spirit world. But what is the spirit world? Yes, you're right. We go where we want to go. But what is it?
The way to come back.
But what is the spirit? What is it? The spirit world. What is it? What is it?
It's not a
Another
physical
dimension.
place.
Hmm?
Not a physical place.
Okay.
Yes,
It is a physical place. It is a physical place. It is a physical place because we already proved that through mediumship, right? It is a physical place because we know there are cities out there, there is people out there, and they are dressed.
Another dimension.
Huh?
Another dimension.
It's another dimension, another vibratory level of matter. But it is a physical world. So when you die, you go to another world. It's like traveling from Brazil to Japan. You're going to get that as a new culture, everything's new, we don't know, right? So what's happening why André Luiz? André Luiz was the first one in the Spiritism to mention the umbral. What is the umbral? The bad places in the spiritual world. The favelas, the slums of the spiritual world. Right? There is a book called, a wonderful book, called Memoirs of a Suicidal. But that book, you need to read the entire book because that book, when they published that book, the Federation of Brazil took 6 chapters out of that book. They denied the publication of 6 chapters. So, in those 6 chapters, and they left some things behind. In that book, there is a city in the spiritual world called Seat of Hope. And it's a very wonderful place. But next to that city, there is a what? The Valley of the Suicidals. That's where the Spiritists took the idea of the Valley of the Suicidals from that book. But what they didn't notice is when the people from that city goes into that valley to get the souls that are suffering there, they already have their names, the lot where they are in, okay? And then when they go there, they only take 5 or 6 and leave the rest of them in there. When you read the book, you see that the Valley of the Suicide is just a neighborhood of this beautiful city. And they have the names, even transportation inside the valley, right? There is a transportation that goes in, and when the transportation stops there, the noise, the loud speakers start saying the names of the people that is going to be recruited out of the place. Read the book. That's exactly what it is. So this valley is just a neighborhood. Why they are not inside the city and they are in this valley of terrible things? So who here believe in divine justice? Raise your hand. Divine justice? Believe? Who here believe there is an organization on the universe? Raise your hand. Raise high.
What do you mean
An organization taking care of the universe. Raise your hand. Okay. So there is no organization in the universe. There is no divine justice. There is no such a thing. Because divine justice is a man-made word, first of all, right? So there is, for God, if he's a God outside of us, existed, for him to make justice, he needs to select people between them. And God never is going to select people. Go ahead. What is it?
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you said organization,
Yes.
I was thinking like, because when we do something that causes us to have guilt, that's our own punishment. Like we're punishing ourselves.
Right.
So that's like that's the organization.
But that's
all
not
different-
an organized system to take care of you when you die. There is no such a thing. There is no such a thing. There is no such a thing. There is no one waiting for you there. There is no mentor waiting for you. Except, okay? If you did not live that life alone. And then when you die, you're going to have a lot of people waiting for you there. What does this mean? Because we have free will, okay? Renato, what is free will?
Ladies,
What is free will?
the liberty of you choose.
You have the power to do whatever you want, right? Because we have free will, we cannot have divine justice because it's going to conflict between our free will and divine justice. Because if we do something against the divine justice, we're going to be punished. So then it's not free will. Understood or no? You get it? Or no? Make sense? Free will, and when you can do anything you want without punishment by God. So now we know there is no God external in us. We know that everything is one, everything is divine. Then it makes sense. What is organizing the universe is free will. And when you die, you go to the spiritual world. And who's going to be waiting for you there?
The people you connect from here.
Who?
My mother, my father.
And what if they're in an umbral? They're going to be waiting for you in an umbral? Well, we don't know, honey. We don't know, honey. So, you understand? Your daughter, your son, your father, your grandma with this. What if they're in bad situation? Who's going to be waiting for you?
That's why you need to make connection with everybody.
The umbral is full of people thought that their mothers and fathers were going to be waiting for them there. And when they got there was nobody. Right? And we know that umbral exists. The same way we know that slums exist here, bad areas. Right? So when you die, you're going to go to the place, like Renato said, the place that you're connected to. Right? And it's interesting that he said that, because if you are a selfish person, can you live with somebody that live unconditional love? No.
Never survive.
Never survive. Would you? Would you understand, if you're a selfish person, would you understand somebody that lives unconditional love, that has no selfishness whatsoever in their heart? They're going to conflict, right? So where they're going to go? Where they want to. We're full of people at selfishness in the same level of vibration. Right? Why? Because we have several bodies. Perispirit. Everybody knows what the perispirit is, right? The perispirit is not one body. It's a bundle of bodies. And what is funny is, on the Zimmerman book that talks about the perispirit, Renato, they asked the question, which of the bodies is the perispirit? And André Luiz never answered that question. Because we understood that the perispirit is the bundle of physical bodies that we have. Multiple, right? We have the physical body. The physical body is also the perispirit. And then we have the double ethereal, the lower mental, higher mental, and so on and so forth. Okay? So why? What does those bodies represent? It represents the level of vibration that you are in. Lower, see, the physical body is the lower vibrational body that we have. The second one is the double ethereal. The third one is what? Is the lower mental body. And which body the umbral is populated with? The lower mental. Because everybody that vibrates higher than the lower mental will not be an umbral. Because they exercise the energy of love. Okay? So when you exercise the energy of love, observe others, and understanding others, and accepting others, no judgment, no right and wrong, when you get yourself out of the right and wrong, you activate your heart chakra. The heart chakra is only activate when you are out of duality. For you to be out of duality, you need to be out of right and wrong. As soon as you understand that right and wrong doesn't exist, you activate your heart chakra. When you activate your heart chakra, you start living in a higher mental perispirit body. So when you disincarnate, your consciousness is going to go which body? The body you used to, the vibrational closest to it, the higher mental. Why everybody goes to the umbral here? Why? Because the only body they activate is the lower mental body. So when they die, they're, and the lower mental body is vibrating on the umbral level. Do you understand now? Or no? You understand? Right? So it's like you have 7 cars, right? You have 7 cars, and you love this car because it's red and it's a Ferrari. But this car is always on a negative place. But you love that car. So when you lose this car here, which car are you going to go? The car you love most. Do you understand now where you vibrated to? So everybody goes to umbral. Everybody. Because everybody in this planet is incapable of unconditional love. Everybody in this planet is incapable of activating the heart chakra, and love unconditionally without judgment, without fear, without depression, without anxiety. So you die, you go into those places, right? So who took André Luiz out of the umbral? He was there, right? Who took him out? His mother. Come on, people. Never read that book?
His mother.
His mother took him out of there. But after how many years?
Oh.
Many years, right? Why? She left her son in there for so many years.
Why?
You guys don't ask questions when you read. Huh?
She didn't leave him there.
He chose
Wasn't ready to go.
He wasn't ready?
Yeah.
No, his energy was
The vibration was different.
See, that's how you need to read books in Spiritism. When you read a page, you need to make a question out of the page, because the amount of information is unbelievable. The problem is when you read a book, you read it like a romance. And none of the Spiritist book is a romance. It's all study books, full of information. Why'd you never ask, Renato? André Luiz's mother left him there for 8 years in umbral. Hã? Por que a mãe do André Luiz deixou ele 8 anos no umbral?
But she said he had to learn something.
Learn? Wow, what you gonna learn? Suffering. Huh? There's nothing to learn there.
As a conscience, his self-conscience. No?
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys think about this, but I'm not gonna tell you here today. No. We're gonna go into the reincarnation process now. But I need you guys to think about this. When you read a book, because you're reading to learn, please learn. Ask questions. But it doesn't make sense. His mother was a high spirit, living in a higher vibration.
And he wasn't in a high vibration.
Huh?
And he wasn't in a high vibration yet. That's why.
The different vibrations.
But how come he took him out after 8 years? Because he learned? No, when he took him out of there, he was already crazy. What?
Was his choice?
No. Not trusting. It's because he was almost crazy when he got him out of there. He was losing his mind.
Because the vibration was completely different.
Okay. Yeah, keep thinking. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep figuring it out. Keep trying to understand why. But then we go into reincarnation. What is the reincarnation process? The reincarnation process is for us that did not understand what life is. The living. Because if you believe that you come here for some reason, you already lost your reincarnation. Lost. You're not here for any reason, for any mission. You're not looking for something. You're not acquiring anything. Nothing. The reincarnation process is not a natural law. It's not. Let me rephrase that. It's not only a natural law. It's also a physical law to accommodate the consciousness that die, go on to the other side, and can stay there. Because the guilt keep pulling them out into the karma, the memories.
André Luiz stayed there because he feel guilt, and when he changed the mind, he can see the rescue. I don't know. He can see people for helping him and change their place. The different vibration when he.
Now we're talking about now the reincarnation process, not because he left Umbral. So.
I thought about the same thing.
No.
You don't give me the response.
So the reincarnation process is for the people that are not free of guilt. That's the only reason. Because what you're going to do on the other side full of guilt? What you're going to do on the other side? And then, on this book that I mentioned, read this book, Memoirs of a Suicidal. On that city, big city, high spirit, the city where Mary, mother of Jesus, came from. Right? Yeah, it says that in the book. That in the book. Yeah. They are the followers of Mary there, right? So they are all Indians, Hindus. They live in the city. And there is a part that they have these crazy people over there and they can't do anything about them. And then they go into the governor of the city and say, listen, we need to take him to Earth, into a mediumship meeting. Because they've been here already for 32 years in treatment and they get no better. This is in the book. So what they do, they travel into Brazil, Minas Gerais, in a small town in Minas Gerais. But this was in the beginning of the 20th century. And the Spiritism in Brazil was very precarious still. They didn't know how to control mediumship. They didn't know how to deal with it. So they brought up 30 sick people from the other side. For what? To treat them into the mediumship meeting. So how? To receive the fluid, a more equilibrium fluid. So they take them out of the madness. That's what it says in the book. But when they got there, the mediums that work in the mediumship had no condition whatsoever because their fluid was worse than the sick people. So they stayed for 7 days, they couldn't do anything, and they went back. This is all in the book. Just read it. Okay? So the only solution for these people is what? Reincarnation. And why is the only solution for them? Because maybe in a moment of luck, they wake up and they get out of this guilt and the fear that everybody lives here. That's the reason why reincarnation happens. Because in the other side, when you go, okay, on the next dimension, right? We are on the third dimension. We're on a third density. Everybody keeps saying that we're going to the fourth density. Yes, we are going to the fourth density. Consciously, not the planet. Okay? Consciously, we go, we are expected to go to the fourth dimension, to the fourth density. What is the fourth density? The unconditional love. Right? Is the love that everything is one. I'm you, you are me. That's the fourth density consciousness. That's the consciousness of Jesus Christ. Because he didn't see difference in anything. He loved everybody equal. That's the fourth density. See how far we're from this density still? And keep saying that the transformation is coming, this story of children, of transformation is coming. It's just like the dreams of the Jewish people. They're still thinking that the Savior is still coming, right? It's the same way the Spiritist thinking about this. The transformation is coming. There is several books saying things. We are so far from this, so far, okay? Because the transformation comes with the consciousness. It's not the planet that becomes the Garden of Eden and we are safe. It's the consciousness. It's the unity of this planet that it needs to move into the same direction. And then the transformation will come to the fourth density. But you die, you go into the other side with the same belief system, with the same fears. What you're going to be doing that for? Suffering for many, many years? What did they do to you? They tell you a story. Listen, you need to go back and resolve these issues. Isn't that in the books that say? It's not that, but are you here? Are you ready to understand free will? Who's here ready to understand free will? Nobody is. Until this day, nobody understands free will. And even if Jesus is the mentor, organize your reincarnation, you're going to understand that you are here to come to exercise your free will. But you don't even know what free will is. Because every choice that we make is based in emotion. Every choice. Every choice. Even the partner that you choose is not done by free will. For you to. You do it because you look, oh my, that guy looked good, right? It's the body expressing the magnetism. It's the body expressing magnetism. Not even the partner you choose. It's because the magnetism attracts you to, like the magnet and the air and metal. See, when we understand free will, then we're going to be able to give a step forward into the fourth dimension, fourth density. So we're here to live. We're here to exercise free will without any guilt. That's what we're here for. So when we learn to exercise free will without any guilt, then we are moving forward. Then the reincarnation process is no more a process for us. Because as soon as we exercise that, we go already ready for what? For the fourth density. You already have the vibration of the fourth density. What is the density that no solar is? Huh? Third.
No solar?
Yeah? There is, see? Why? Everybody that thinks like a human being. Why there is not solar exists? The same way this center exists. Who opened this center? Renato, who opened this center?
We.
Huh?
You.
Huh? We did, right?
Yeah.
But did we receive a letter from God? From the mentor saying, listen, open that center there. Did we? No. Why do we do it? Because we want to serve, right? So we open the center. That's the same way the cities in the spiritual world. There are souls that want to help others because they already exercise love. And when you die, before you die, you need to make connections to this type of people. So when you die, they are there waiting for you. How? Love. Serve. Serve without asking in exchange anything. Don't judge people. Don't be in fear. Just live your life. Everything, it's okay. Everything, it's okay. Oh, I lost my son. It's okay. And I'm a father. I'm a father. If I lose my son, I don't know what's going to happen to me. But it is okay because it happens to every family. Right? So we need to see life in a different eyes. Not in the eyes of existence as a physical, but in the eyes of experiencing life the way we choose to. So we only going to stop this process of reincarnation when we exercise free will. And free will is only exercised without an emotion. Because every choice that you make, there is an emotion behind. Fear or other things, right? Or because you like that person. Or because you don't like that person. Or because you think it's the right thing to do. See? Did you ever ask you why Jesus Christ cured the Romans? The soldiers? Or he cured the Jewish people, they were bad and everything. Why? Exactly. And for them, there was no difference between the Romans and the persecuted Jewish. There was the same thing. And the Jewish people did not understand that. The Israelites, he keeps saying, why you keep talking to these people? Why you help these people? Why you treat them just like you treat us? But what is Jesus going to say? They're never going to understand. So every time Jesus Christ chose something, there was no emotion behind. It's pure free will exercising. I want to sit here without an emotion. See? Free will. Now, I want to sit here because the guy that is doing election is a good-looking guy, and I will be closer to him. See the difference? Do you understand now? See how far we are from living with freedom, because we live in a cage today, in a prison. Everything has a consequence. Physically, yes. If you steal a car, you're going to go to jail. If you rob a bank, you're going to go to jail. If you kill somebody, you're going to go to jail. But if you go to jail without any guilt, it's okay. Do you see? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And that's the reason why the umbral has billions and billions of souls there on this terrible stage. The same way that we have this physical umbral here on the planet today. Billions of people living in conflict, in fear, in violence, in wars. We are in 2025. We're supposed to be a planet of pure love in the last 1,000 years. And you cannot get there because of greedy, because of power, because of selfishness, because of pride, and because of the belief system that we have built for us that is all wrong. Because everything that you know today, everything that you think is right today is not. There is not a single thing in your belief system today, not a single thing in your belief system today that it is right. Your, how you call a boussole?
Compass.
Your compass is pointing to the path of pride, and you're following that head on. Head on. But we are incapable of analyzing ourselves, analyzing the world that we live in, analyzing our reactions instead of responding to the world. We do not respond to the world. We react to the world. What is the difference? The difference is this, okay? If it's Gabi here, come and say, listen, Luigi, you want to curse me, right? For me to react, I'm going to curse her back. For me to respond, I'm going to look her and say, listen, she has the totally right to curse me because she has her free will. Nothing that she do is going to interfere with me internally. That's responding. And then you look at her and say, listen, why are you cursing me? See, when Jesus gets slapped by that guy in the face, in front of Herod, right, the king of Israel, what Jesus said to the soldier when he gets slapped in the face? Jesus looked at the soldier and asked him, why you hit me? There was no anger there. There was nothing. There was just an affirmation. He was responding to the act, not reacting. We live a life reacting to life. If somebody hits the horn against us, we hit the horn back. If somebody curses us, we curse it back. If somebody shows us violence, we show violence back. That's reacting. And to react is to live like an instinct, because 80% of the animals live in a reaction to the world because they're directed by instinct, and instinct reacts. We are no longer driven by instinct. We are consciousness. We are divine. We should not be reacting to the world. We should not be saying what is right and what is wrong. The right and wrong should only be used in us. Everything else that people do outside of us is their problem. Oh, but it's going to affect my life. What do you mean it's going to affect your life? There's no such a thing. That's the excuse that they use out there, especially when people, they are homophobics, against the homosexuals. People, they are against the immigrants. They invent stories to cover the pride and the evil in their hearts. Simple as that. Simple as that. We should use right and wrong with us only. How? Should I do this? No, I don't like this. Good. For me, this is not right. But maybe for her it's right and it's okay. See, that's how we should do it. But no, we exteriorize this into the world. You should live like I live. And that's why we judge, and that's why we say wrong things. And that's why in this world today, there is more elected dictators in the world that bring wars to the world than people of peace. Why? Why? Because we are the dictators. That's simple as that. So before you ask why I'm here, what I'm doing here, you should ask, why did I come back here? You came back here because you were incapable of love. That's what the answer. And let this resonate into you deeply. Every night, every day. Keep you busy on this, because then you're going to take the eyes from the exterior world, the judgment of the other's behavior. You're going to keep busy on yourself, digging inside yourself. The only reason reincarnation exists is because we are incapable of loving. And every chance that you get here, like this one now, is for you to find love. When I say find love, it's not to find a good-looking guy or a good-looking woman. It's to see the world as yourself. It's to see everybody in this world as you. That's why reincarnation exists. So as soon as we get to that point, it won't happen anymore. And then there is the reincarnation of physical defects on the body and this and that. We see kids being born sick, right? There's all this out there. People that cannot have kids, people that are born blind or mute, right? But this is a conversation for another meeting. We're going to continue this talk on my next talk. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Cecilia.
Cecilia.
Why people continue to reincarnate? When they do regression, they say that they want another life and then do several lives.
Yeah. They reincarnated because they don't know how to love. They don't love. And when they go to past life regression, they see all the miserable lives that they live. And that's true. You've been here about 300 times. Most of us been here 300 times. So when you go into it, you're going to see a past life. It's just looking into their past. But this is not going to bring you any comfort. It's not going to bring you any door open to do anything. It's not going to do any good to you. That's the reason we forget. Because our past life should not influence into our lives today. But it does. Because we go into with a personality and we come back with the same personality. And personality, you don't change. You can't change a personality. You create a new one. So to create a new personality, you need to start. Everything that you do today, don't do it. Do totally different. That's creating a new personality. That's a process of progress. Go ahead, Gabby.
So we're here because we don't know how to love.
Yeah, simple.
So why do we stay on the other side when we die? Why do we stay there for so long before we reincarnate? And why can't we reincarnate whenever we want to?
You can. If you have the condition to choose. If you're not crazy. It's the same thing. You go in a cuckoo house, right? You go in a place, there's like this place here. Right? Like this planet is a cuckoo house. How are you going to give authority for somebody to choose something if they can't choose? It's like a crazy person.
So how do you get to that point where you can choose?
How
do you get to that point where you can choose?
Loving.
So do people who aren't ready to choose that for themselves, does someone else choose it for them?
It's not that someone else chooses it for them. There is a process of recycle there, and people go reincarnating. There is this documentary that the ghost and my kid. This is on YouTube. There's several episodes of kids remember the last reincarnation. Several kids. But it only happened until 3 or 4 years old. Okay? And they reincarnated, they died a couple of years before, 3 years before. That all depends of the situation in the country. Because the reincarnation process has a lot to do with your vibrational of your lower mental body. You need to enter the vibration on exactly moment, right for your body. It is a combination of things. So that's the reason why it's not, you can come in after a day that you die, or come back here after 100 years or 200 years. Most of them is 200 years. Because there is a process also. Because the amount of souls that are here, incarnated, and the amount of souls that are disincarnated, it makes us a cycle. If it's a process cycle of 200 and 250 years every reincarnation. Because 8 billion, another 25 billion the other side, but 30 billion. If you put it into the math, the amount of people that are being born, you see that will take you about between 150 to 300 years to come back.
Because of that?
Yes.
And so what about, you said there's cities. So there's just people living normal lives in
the cities starts like this. Let me tell you how the cities start in the spiritual world. They start like so. You're selfish, you're this and that, you go into a group. So when you're in a place with a whole bunch of people, what you're going to create? A community. And they start building those cities. After the city is built, full of terrible things and terrible people, the good ones start affecting them little by little. The same thing happens to Nosso Lar. Nosso Lar was a very bad city. It was taken over by bad mentality, and then they came in and recuperated the city. That's how it is. You put a group of people together, they create a community. Every city has a community on top of it, because they go closer to their vibration. They cannot go far. They won't go far. So make the connections now through love, through unconditional love, because when you exercise this energy, who are you connecting to? With those people, they are in unconditional love. And they love you unconditionally. But if you connect to them, when you die, you're going to be able to be with them vibrationally. The only reason you don't see them when you die and you're in a lower vibration, because it's just science. We cannot hear high vibrations, right? But the dogs do, right? We cannot see over 24,000 watts of light. Only that. But if you vibrate on a high level, you're not going to be able to see it. That's the limitation that we have. So it's simple. It's very simple, because it's impossible to have a group of people waiting for every single people that die on this planet. This is cuckoo. Very cuckoo. And if it was somebody waiting for us there when we died, the Broward had no one. Because what loving soul is going to receive you after you die? Now, go ahead and go to Broward. Seriously? It makes any sense? No. So we need to get out of infancy of spirituality and start understanding how things work. And there's only one way to work. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask a question here so we can finish. What is the mission of Jesus Christ in our planet?
His mission.
Yeah, his mission.
He doesn't have a mission.
To serve.
To serve. Simple as that. It's not a mission, but he was here to serve. He just came in to serve. He had no mission, because he understood that no one can teach nothing to no one. Possible. If he came here with a mission, he failed miserably. Agree?
Yep.
So he didn't came with a mission. He came to serve. I'm here. When people ask questions to him, he answered. People ask to be cured, he'll cure. People ask this, he did this. That's it. He just served. That's what we're here for. But without any resentment, any feelings. Only the feeling of connection. The only reason I serve you is because you are me. You are the reflection of me. Love is a process of inclusion. Once I include you as part of me, I will be to you just the way I am to myself. See? Any other questions? Do you understand reincarnation now? Huh? See how deep it is, reincarnation? Now we understand the process while we're here. That's it. Thank you very much.